7 Days to Die is a post-apocalyptic zombie survival game where on every 7th night a massive horde of zombies descend on your location to take you out. So I will attempt to survive 100 days with my friend Matti, who has never played the game before. I spawned in on day 1 and quickly checked out the challenge list so I could complete the basic survivor quests. I punched the bushes to get fibre, picked up stone and punched a tree to get wood to craft my very first axe. I used this axe on this iron rock to get some stone and then crafted a primitive outfit, wooden club and bow, and realised there was one thing left to do, and that was to hit the like button and subscribe, as it would mean so much to me if you enjoy this video. I then popped into this abandoned house which I had spawned next to. I searched every item to get as much loot as possible, as you never know what you're going to need in a zombie apocalypse. I reached the attic and killed a couple more zombies, and got some more loot, including ammo and a tier 2 pipe rifle already. I then made my way to the trader, who was happy to see me.
What do you want?
From the trader I was given a stone shovel and a job to do, to go retrieve some buried treasure. But before I could do that, I met up with my friend Matti, who will be joining me in this 100 days, as I think we'd all like a little company in a zombie apocalypse. He is completely brand new to this game and I've only played it a couple times, so do forgive us if we make any noob mistakes, which we probably will do. I quickly set up some storage for all the loot I'd already looted and then set off to get the buried treasure. I arrived at the location and began digging and quickly found it. I returned back to the trader to collect my reward for the job, which gave me an option of a pipe pistol, shotgun, machine gun, rifle or a baton bundle, so I picked the machine gun. As day 1 came to a close, we continued to do our missions on our own, as I took on the Burns residence, which went easy enough as I returned to the trader to collect some magazines for my work. Then it turned to night time. The zombies at night time become much quicker, and with Matti being new and not knowing that, he paid the price.
Holy shit. Oh no! 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 Piss off, please go away. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, you're dead!
I'm dead.
I thankfully had a better time and was able to complete my nighttime job, and then I set off to help Matti to get all of his items back. We got back to our storage and then began working out the books, as reading books allow you to unlock better weapons and higher tiers of that weapon, so it made sense for only one person to read each type of book so we could get to the higher tiers quicker. So the following morning, I collected my reward for the job I had just done and set off to go do some more. After completing a couple more missions, I noticed a symbol that I didn't recognise. Wait, what's that? Daily quest? What? It turned out that the amount of quests you can do per day is now limited, so instead of carrying on, I found up some basic materials like stone and then some wood, before having a look into this tier 4 checkpoint, which was much higher tiers than the jobs I was already doing. The place itself wasn't actually too difficult, although the final room did have quite a few zombies in it. But then we got to the loot, which was much better. Search ammo pile. Ooh. But there was a locked chest which we had already tried to open with lockpicks, so we now had to break it open.
My axe might break.
We finally broke it open after quite a while, and inside the loot wasn't actually that great. But in doing all that, it had turned to day 3, so my quest limiter was removed and we were back on the mission grind. I was racking up quite a bit of in-game currency, and used it to buy some books, as they will become very important. Whilst I was busy speeding through some more tier 1 missions, Matti was facing his own problems.
And I'm dead.
I, on the other hand, had just finished my next mission, but was hit with another quest daily limiter. I was also collecting quite a few books, as I kept taking the magazine bundles as mission loot, and I then spent the rest of day 3 sorting out our loot into some more organised storage. With nothing else left to do, I waited around the trader to open on the morn of day 4. I was also finally able to get some honey from the trader, which would help cure my infection that was now at 15%. I then went back to doing some more tier 1 missions, as I selected a boring dig mission, as it was the closest. So over I went and dug down until I found the treasure and returned to the trader, who not only gave me a magazine bundle, but also the end of tier 1 loot. I have a few options, but obviously I went for the bicycle, as it's much better to have some mode of transport that allows you to get further quicker. And in fact, I'd need the bike right away as my next job was 2 kilometers away, as I had to open a trade route to another trader. The trader was Jen, and her shop was located in the burnt forest, which gave me an extra half of skull difficulty to every mission there. I accepted my reward and then cycled back to base, and the trader wrecked to get another tier 1 job, despite just completing them all. I quickly flew through it as it was just a tier 1 job at the end of the day, and returned to the trader, but I saw I still had more tier 1s to do. I once again flew through it and then waited for the trader to open in the morning, collected my loot and was finally able to move on to the tier 2 missions. With Matti busy on his own mission, I decided to try my first tier 2 solo. It wasn't too bad as I found the satchel and then worked on clearing the rest of the zombies. The reward from the trader from the job wasn't the greatest though. So I started my next job, of buried supplies, which was pretty straightforward, although a horde of zombies did spawn at the end who I had to take out. Once again the trader loot wasn't that great, so I ended up taking the books. I had hit the trader limit once again, so spent my time looting some nearby houses to see what they had. And what it had inside was quite a lot of zombies. However, things could be worse.
Whoa.
But for me they got better as I found my first legendary part, the item that allows you to craft tier 6 weapons and tools and armour. But as I entered the final room, it got crazy, as I ran for my life with only 24 HP and a vulture chasing me. After healing and picking up a pipe pistol from base, I tried to take out the zombies. Once back up where the loot was, I tried to open the locked chest but gave up as I couldn't be bothered to do it on my own and instead went to the trader to get another job. This time an infested clear, which I believe is slightly more difficult. But it wasn't. It had a few more zombies, but with a gun I was able to clear it all, and was rewarded with another book. I wasn't slowing down with the missions though, as I accepted another tier 2 job at the current residence. This one actually led us into a new city, which allowed us to explore the map a little. With the job finished, we cycled back to the trader. I received some honey for my work and then selected a nighttime job, as it was turning to night. The job itself wasn't too difficult despite it being night, as I was able to get the generators turned on. Now we just had to kill the remaining zombies. We ended up finding the final loot room first, so quickly looted that before taking out the remaining zombies. We just completed our first nighttime job. We had used guns which make a bit of sound, so when we tried to leave we were faced with a small horde of the dead who were wanting to take us out. We got back to the trader just as it opened on day 7 and got some books for our work. As it was now day 7, we agreed to not do any more jobs and instead focus on something else. If this is your first time watching 7 Days to Die, then let me explain what a horde night is. On each night, a giant horde of zombies spawn near you and keep attacking until the morning. They are super quick as well, which is why it's best to have some sort of defense base to help combat them. And my preference is to have this base separate to your actual base. So I began farming up some wood to begin building it. To start, you make building blocks, which have the lowest durability of any variant, but they are the only blocks that you can pick up, so it's best to use these when designing the base, in case you make a mistake. So once you've placed the blocks you wanted, and you can use a hatchet to upgrade them to wood. As I had played the game before, I took the lead with the building. I wanted a ramp going up so where we could funnel all the zombies along one track to make them easier to hit and therefore kill. We then agreed to build a sort of S shape so that it would take the zombies longer to reach us, as we would be standing on the other end. With it all placed, we began working upgrading it all to wood, because if we left it as it is, it would get destroyed quite quickly. With Matti working on placing some spikes down, I worked on the end where we would be standing. I wanted some bars to protect us from the zombies so we could hit them from a safe distance without being hit ourselves. And Matti's spikes were working well, but maybe too well. I will go and get myself some more wood. Oh, I've just walked into one of your spike traps.
Oh my god. I was about to say, like, zombies may be stupid and walk into them, but turns out...
We needed some more wood to finish the build, and then I used that to collect wood to make sure the base was upgraded to wood quality before Horde Night. With still a few hours left, we had finished the base, so I brought some ammo from the trader as we hadn't found too much already. We did actually have some cobblestone rocks lying around, so I used those to upgrade the bar area where we would stand to make it even stronger, and therefore harder for the zombies to break down. And with everything now ready, we waited till 10 o'clock, the start time for the Horde Night. Bring on the horde. They should run up the ramp. They should be smart enough to run up the ramp. If they don't... They are. Nice.
Haha, my traps! Look at them!
Wait, they're breaking...
He's in my trap again.
They're breaking the pillar below us.
That's not really good.
No.
We should have placed some traps to the pillar, because did you see how many already died to the traps?
Yeah. It started really well with Matti's traps slowing them down and us finishing them with our pipe machine guns. But the traps only lasted so long, so after a couple hours they were starting to get quite close to us. Thing is, as I've upgraded this to cobblestone, it should take a while to break, and that one got through.
He did.
A few more hours later, it hit 4 AM and the horde night was over. Neither of us died and our horde base was still fairly intact, so I'd say it done rather well. There had been some damages like this step, which I was easily able to repair. There was nothing too serious to worry about, but with horde night now over, I wanted to get back to doing more missions, so selected infested clear over at the Reed residence. But I first quickly stopped off at this airdrop to get some magazine bundles and a farming bundle. We then made our way over to the job. That was an orange eyes. Matti. I'm dying.
Yeah, bro, you closed the door. You locked me in.
I've got quite a lot of stuff. Like injury stuff. Oh, I got honey. I could take that.
Do you have another honey?
No. Oh, Matti, help, help.
What is
help.
it?
Orange. I think it's dead.
Again.
There's so many zombies in there. I have so many things on my side of my screen.
Me too.
Well, at least we survived.
Ooh. Feel like that was close though.
Yeah. And that was true. At least we had survived, as I had actually set out a little goal for myself of seeing how long I can go and survive without dying. And it was probably also good that I brought Matti along, as I reckon I would have died there solo. For my reward, I got some books which I happily took. I then went and checked out the other small city that we went to the day before to see if it was worth moving there, but it turned out to be an even smaller city than our current one, so I left and went back to base. Once back at base, I made a forge so I could begin smelting iron and clay to get some forged iron, so I could make an iron shovel, as I had been reading the books to unlock it. It then took quite a while for it all to smelt and craft, so whilst I waited I went and farmed some wood to pass the time. I also got some more iron as it's needed for quite a lot of stuff in this game. I was finally able to craft it and then made some glue to make duct tape, which is also needed to craft quite a lot of other stuff in the game. Matti had made his way over to the burnt forest as we were actually planning on moving our base over to there, as we wanted to be in a bigger city, and the burnt forest was slightly more difficult than the pine forest, which should make things more interesting. So I packed up as many things as I could fit on me and cycled over to be greeted by Matti, who had placed down some storage already outside the trader. We wanted to live in a house, and one closest to the trader, so I checked out the Malone residence, but I wasn't feeling the vibes that it was a good house. So instead I checked out the neighbours, the Wets residence, and this was the one. It was slightly smaller, but that means more compact and gave a more homely feel to it. So I began setting up some storage, placing all the items that we had already brought over into them, and then cycled back to base to see what we had left over. I quickly got them and made my way back, stopping off at our new local trader. It was Trader Jen, to get myself a job. She specialises in healing and did have some healing stuff in her inventory, which will probably come in handy later down the line. I put the remaining items into storage, and we had now moved into our very first proper base. I then began some missions, with the first being the Jericho Ranch, which had 2 skulls with an additional half a skull due to it being in the burnt forest. Completing my first job in the burnt forest, I was expecting a reward a bit better than a blueberry pie. Back at base we began tearing down the kitchen as I wanted to turn it into some forgery room. But before placing the forges, I placed some plant box and yucca seeds outside, as there was a recipe that I wanted to make them that would need them. We then went and done a job, which happened to be just across the road from our base. The reward from the job was slightly better than the one before, as I got machine gun ammo. Before I went back to finishing what I started earlier by making and placing down a forge. And I wanted it to make a tier 5 iron pickaxe, but it did need 60 forged iron. And we had enough leather and wood lying around, so all I needed was the iron. I'd been putting points into Miner's 69er and Mother Lode, as these two perks help massively with mining. So I placed 1k iron that I just farmed into the forge, and then went and set a nighttime job to do whilst I waited for it all to smelt.
Nice. Whoa! Why did things just blow up?
Don't know, there's an orange.
Oh, can you defend me?
Don't stop it! Stop, run away! Matti got the final generator turned on as I cracked open the loot boxes. And then we returned back to base where enough iron had now smelted and I was able to make my iron pickaxe, which would take 3 minutes to craft. So I popped over to the trader to get my reward for last night's job, which was glue, and I chose it as we were needing it for various things, so it was actually quite a good reward. I also got the end of tier 2 loot, which I chose the food bundle. Now I had to go open the trader route to Trader Bob, who was in the desert just north of us. But before going, I decided to help Matti with his mission. Oh my god, I'm bleeding. I might die here.
It's orange.
I've had to run. I'm so weak.
Okay, I got all the other ones. Ooh.
I managed to heal up and recover just before we killed the last zombie and completed the job. I got some more ammo as a reward from it and then set off towards Trader Bob to open the route and get some more magazines for doing so. I stopped off at this cracker cafe, which has so many books to be looted, before I then returned back to base and stored all the books, and I'd say this was quite a lot. I also realised we didn't have an easy source of water, so I went and made a dew collector. However, it does only make murky water, but it looks like there's a few add-ons we can add later on, but we didn't have any of them right now. We quickly sorted out the books, and after deciding which were mine, I read them all. Using the new iron pickaxe I just made, I went out to the desert to farm up some more iron, as we were going to need a lot of it. My trip amassed to getting 5,000 iron, and as I returned back to base I put it all in a forge. Whilst it smelted, I wanted to work towards getting a workbench, which would allow us to craft various better tools, but we were short on materials to make it, most notably mechanical parts, which can be scrapped from cars, but not from every car. Oh no, oh no. I've messed up. I have messed up.
Did you?
Huge time.
What did you do?
Green zombies have spawned.
Oh my god.
Green zombies are the most difficult in the game, as you can tell by this clip, as one managed to survive an entire round of bullets. So I just cycled away from them, and soon enough I lost them. I ran into another cracker cafe and decided to loot it, as the last one was just as good. Once it was all looted, I met up with Matti to join him on his mission, one that I'd actually done myself already.
Police officer.
Yeah, he's behind bars there. Lol. He's not behind bars.
Yep. What is it now?
Zombies. Oh, that's another orange.
Oh, and I'm coming. I'm here. Don't worry.
We must have made quite the sound during this job, as we were greeted with a huge horde of zombies breaking their way into the house. Back at base, I was able to make the workbench, which would take 6 minutes to craft. I then collected my rewards from the mission that I had just done, and chose some cobblestone rocks this time, which would come in handy immediately, as it was already day 14 and we hadn't even thought about making a horde base yet. So I immediately started on that, as it was horde night tonight. it would probably be best to upgrade it to cobblestone as some of the wood got destroyed in the last base, and this horde night would be more difficult as we were now in the burnt forest. We were going for a similar design as it had worked so well the previous time, obviously trying to upgrade it as much as possible to cobblestone this time. Matti had gotten some actual cobblestone building blocks from a mission, so I used those first in the area where we would stand, as that was the most likely part to be damaged the most. We placed a crazy amount of traps around the pillars and on the path itself, and then we were ready. I think we should be good with all of our traps, considering, like, look at it right here. It is completely full.
Yeah.
Oh, I see them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Not seen a single zombie come up the ramp yet.
No.
Oh, here we go. It's dead. No, it's not. Should we just, like, not shoot and see how long it takes them to even get close to us?
Would be, yeah. Another one.
Oh!
What?
Why is that folded? What?
Oh my.
This is not good.
Oh my god.
Get to your bike. Why did that fall? You might want to come up to me. I'm pretty safe here.
I'm trying to.
I think the cobble might have made us fall. Because I probably should have reinforced the wood and the pillars to cobble as well. After realising that the game's building physics were actually quite good, and that I should have upgraded the pillars to cobblestone as well, we decided to just chill at the end of the base that hadn't collapsed for the rest of the horde night, until it got too chaotic. I'm dead. I'm almost dead. I've got to run.
I'm as well. Oh my god.
If in doubt, build up. Build up. Where are you? Oh my god.
I'm riding about.
We've got to survive 3 hours. Have you got on your bike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm getting followed by a vulture, which isn't really nice.
No.
He throwing. This vulture! What the hell? Bro, this vulture is literally the end boss, holy shit. Oh, I'm dead. I can't do anything.
Oh my god, yeah. He's on me now.
Oh
Ow.
my god.
Ow. This vulture's insane. Got it.
This vulture is literal hell.
So for the rest of the horde night, we rode around on our bikes being chased. The one good thing about this is that no more zombies can spawn, as there are only a certain amount that can be alive at one time. However, that didn't help when a vulture kept attacking and eventually killed me.
Yeah.
100%. No, my god, yeah, I'm dead. You can't do anything when the vulture's on your bike. I got my things back easily, as it seemed there was sort of a grace period where the zombies don't attack, and then cycled about till it was 4 AM and horde night was over. I quickly wanted to move on from the disastrous night and got myself a job, which actually was my first tier 3 job at the post office. I could easily see the rise in difficulty as I was forced to use my gun at certain points. With it being a tier 3 job, I got my very first reinforced chest as part of the loot. I didn't have anything that could open it, so I went with brute force instead. Inside were some books, ammo and armor mods, so it was decent I guess. But once again I had a random horde of zombies chase me, even though the job was done. I managed to get on my bike and escape before it did too much damage. From the trader I got some 9mm ammo for my work, and then selected another job over at Hogzilla Ranch. Before doing that though, I wanted to help Matti with his infested clear at the Brummett residence. which ended up being the first mission which had a green zombie. It seemed as though this mission was much more difficult than the others, as we found another green zombie inside, which Matti managed to kill with his gun. With it being an infested clear, it had some infested loot which gave us a pistol, although it was tier 1. I had also read a lot of books and unlocked a tier 3 AK-47, which I was tempted to make. My reward was an antibiotic, something quite valuable as it seemed one of us was always infected. Back at base, I began work on the AK-47 that I just mentioned. Once crafted, I gave it the scope I wanted and I had myself a brand new AK-47. Whilst I was busy getting a new gun, Matti had unlocked the mini bike and was making himself one. So whilst he'd done that, I went out to go get oil so we could have some fuel to power the bikes. I also quickly popped into the desert to get this airdrop, which seemed to have some decent stuff inside. Lucky for me, my next job was also in the desert, so I just started that. The job was fairly uneventful until I got to the end.
Oh my god, what is that? Matti, I have you know the little pig things?
Yeah.
I'm currently looking at a giant green one.
Do you have a good time?
Probably won't do after this. Why's my gun not reloaded? Ow! It's dead.
I took the final loot and then found the White River supplies and the job was done. But unfortunately for me, the loot wasn't actually that great. I continued with some more jobs and found this tier 2 baseball bat that was much better than my current club. During this time, Matti was still trying to get our second mini bike and needed another wheel, so I went out to go help him. Yet for some reason getting this extra wheel was almost an impossible task as we just couldn't find one. Even more so as Matti was having trouble with zombies as well and then died. And then he perished once more, and I could see why. He had a bunch of green zombies on him. And then I realised something.
Why not the second one?
Wait, you can craft them. Type in wheel.
You can craft them.
Yeah, you can.
With the wheel situation sorted, he made up my very own mini bike, and that would allow us to get to missions much quicker than on the bicycle, which I wanted as I was trying to work my way towards tier 4 jobs. Once I got my bike, I completed a quick tier 3 job at the Johnson's warehouse. I then went on a little adventure towards the southwest and into the wasteland to see what was there. I was looking for one of the bookstores, but that would be hard to find in the city as it was huge. I found the trader and then a bookstore, but it wasn't the one I was hoping for. It did still have a decent amount of books inside, enough to unlock a tier 5 AK-47. We then left the wasteland as I didn't want to run out of fuel and returned to base later on day 19. I made one of the tier 5 AKs, but it was for Matti as he was yet to upgrade to AK level. With Horde Night not too far away and our base needing some major repairs, I went out to go farm some wood. And with that done, I made myself a tier 4 baseball bat and then began clearing the fallen rubble from the base and began the job of rebuilding and repairing it all. I also re-included the cobblestone part for where we were standing, but made sure to upgrade the pillars underneath it so that the cobblestone hopefully it wouldn't fall again. We then covered the path with some more spikes and traps and we were pretty proud of what we made. But with Horde Night still over a day away, we went and done another job. I quickly got another job from the trader before she closed for the night and joined Matti on his nighttime mission at the post office.
Oh, when?
Infected?
No.
I am.
Oh, and infected, yeah.
We continued on with the many effects on us and completed the job without incident. We quickly moved on to a nighttime job, which we were also able to do quite easily as we got the generators turned on and finished.
Bad news. Medicine's getting low, so you should stock up while you can.
With enough time left till Horde Night, I started another job, and I'm glad I did as I found a legendary part.
Let's go!
The rest of the loot wasn't that great, but that didn't matter, we had found our third legendary part. I returned to the trader around midday and collected some magazine bundles for my work before quickly doing one last mission before Horde Night over at Blue Trailer Trucking. The mission did have a couple green zombies, but I was still able to complete it within 2 hours and collected my loot. It turned out that the job was actually quite important, as it was the last tier 3 job I had to do, as I was rewarded with a Steel Club bundle for completing the tier 3s. Back at base, I stocked up on machine gun ammo and then headed over to our base to wait for the Horde Night.
This is it, man. Our third Horde Night.
We will both survive.
Oh!
What?
Oh yeah, those ones can jump up.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
What is it?
Something just exploded and broke it, which means they're going to start attacking the pillars. Building box. Hang on, this is really bad, Matti.
What are you on about?
They broke it here.
Did they?
Yeah.
Nah, that's not good.
I've repaired it.
That's good. Yeah, they're attacking the pillars.
Did that just blow up again? Hasn't. Okay, good. That pillar down below to our left is broken.
And yeah, to the right as well.
Well, oh yeah.
Oh! So they are blowing up then?
Yeah.
We need to call the policemen. Like, shoot them when we see them. Also quite a lot of me. I'm gonna be dead, I'm gonna get stuck as hell.
Come to me.
What?
You just teleported.
I just did. What?
They are still coming for you.
Yeah, and now I'm not even next to my motorbike.
My god, just broke.
That's why I gave you a repair kit, by the way.
Yeah.
I've jumped on that fucking thing! Oh no. Come on. It's 4 AM. Oh my god.
Horde Night was finally over, and it had been a disaster. At least neither of us had died, but it did mean our base was going to need a serious upgrade, as that's twice in a row now it's failed us. We went and checked back on the base and it was an absolute mess. But we'd fix this another time, as I wanted to start some missions. But those weren't exactly easy, as we were now starting to face quite a lot of green zombies. Despite the difficulty of the job, Jane's rewards weren't exactly matched, and I did at least now have the option of doing my first tier 4. The first one was at Judy Witch, which was some sort of house with an underground farm. It had some parkour jumps and a lot of zombies, but overall wasn't too bad for a tier 4 job. And it did have this, a hardened chest with 7.5k durability, which we needed to crack to open it. And the loot inside was decent. The next tier 4 job was over in the desert at the Close Encounters gun range, where I found myself a tier 1 pistol on a shelf, as well as getting myself another legendary part. But it was when it came to the fighting zombies that I could see why it was a tier 4, as so many kept spawning. But lucky for me, I was able to use the design of the place in my favour by standing on a hay bale behind a door, where I could hit the zombies, but the majority of them couldn't hit me. I killed the final zombie and then tucked into the good loot before making my way back to base, where I cured my infection and collected my reward from the trader, which was actually quite good. I started another tier 3 job this time, as it was Matti's, over at Johnnytown, which was fairly easy with the 2 of us present. And the loot was quite a bit worse than the tier 4s that I was starting to get used to. The trader's reward wasn't much better, but at least I found a tier 1 double barrel shotgun, which was decent. I got an opportunity to try out my new shotgun as I took on another job with Matti. The trader reward was concrete, which would be quite useful as it was stronger than cobblestone and should help our whole base not collapse in future Horde nights. I had gotten the daily quest limit for the first time in quite a while, so I changed my focus to setting up a farm outside base. I wanted to become self-sustained with food, and once all that was done it was now day, so I could continue with some jobs. I managed to get the supplies quite easily, I killed the remaining zombies, including this guy, who if you hit on the shoulder it will explode, and by killing it I was rewarded with a tier 4 fireman's axe, which was rather nice. My next job was in the desert at the mortician's house, and was 4 skulls with an extra one as it was the desert. Despite being a 5 skull job, it was fairly easy, with these bars at the final room being quite helpful, as it would funnel all the zombies to me, making them much more easy to kill. And the loot from it was quite nice as well. I then moved on to my next job, which was quite away in the middle of nowhere, but that's because it was a place called Fort Chopper. And this place was crazy. There were many zombies coming from many different angles, and a lot of the army zombies, which I feel take a lot more damage to kill.
Oh no. Oh my god. That's a lot of zombies.
Oh, whoa, where did I just get myself into? Holy shit.
Oh no. I'm dead.
He died!
That was chaos.
That was only my second death. And once I returned, it seemed there were still quite a few zombies around trying to break out. I got my things and now had to kill the remaining zombies who had just killed me. The good thing about the situation is that the loot from the job still remained, even though I died. So I quickly picked it all up and then left to go back to the trailer to get myself a new job. To be safe, I started my next job with Matti over in the desert, and we ended up finding the final loot room rather quickly.
Oh, I've just found the end loot.
Oh yeah.
The rest of the job was fairly routine as we left and made our way back to the trader. I stopped off at this airdrop to get a magazine bundle, which I'll never say no to. We then returned from the desert to take on one of Matti's jobs, one which had quite a few green zombies in it.
We gotta make sure Indy's still not dead!
From the trader I got some antibiotics which helped cure the infection I had just gotten, as we both then returned back to the desert once more to take on another job in a farm. We were starting to find quite a lot of green zombies with the orange eyes that just took so many shots to kill, but nevertheless we finished the job. This job turned out to be quite an important one, as back at the trader I received another magazine bundle, but also the end of tier 4 loot, with my options being a 4x4 parts bundle, machine gun crafting bundle or concrete. We headed back to the desert to redo a mission we'd already done. However, it didn't exactly go the same way.
Wait, this green guy's not even part of the mission.
I am. I just got a green golem attacking me. I think that was the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
these
mean.
greens aren't part of the job.
Yeah. Oh, there are a lot now.
Oh my god, there's so many. No
Holy
way.
shit! Bruv, holy shit! They just keep coming!
Try and get up to me, they can't get me here.
I try, not that easy though.
Find you.
Oh, whoa.
I'm dead.
I'm about to be.
I'm not dead somehow. Wait, what the hell is this?
Oh my god!
Lads, what
You
the
don't
hell?
want to see what's behind me?
I need to run away.
Fucking hell! Bro, what is going on here?
There's so many greens! What is happening?
Oh, you can't leave them all on me, mate.
Run away, just run away, man. Get your bike and run.
Yeah, it's not that easy. Oh my god. They're not out here. What is going on in here?
Oh my god, there's so many greens!
I've never seen anything like this, and I've got almost 300 hours in the game. We were convinced it was a bug because the green zombies just kept spawning. And because there were just so many, and it wasn't Horde Night or anything, we just ran away back to the trader to go away and get another job, which was back again in the desert, and right opposite the last one, where all the zombies had spawned. Thankfully, they had all despawned. I'd already done this once, but I wanted to let Matti enjoy the big green pig.
Oh, Matti.
What is it?
Have a look.
What is he?
And lucky for Matti, there was a second one to even have a look at. Then once again a bunch of random zombies showed up and it got so bad that we couldn't even get the remaining loot and had to run away.
Oh my god, I got 3 health. I'm out of stamina.
And then for some reason we decided to return to the desert once again to do yet another job there. This one was chaotic as well, but thankfully the zombies were all actually a part of the job, so we were able to take them out. In the loot I got a steel club which was slightly better than my baseball bat, and from the trader I received a water purifier mod which would allow me to drink any water, murky or not. I also got the option to take out my first tier 5 job, and at base I made up a couple tier 4 steel clubs as the tier 2 one I found seemed quite good, and then we set off towards the mortician's house to do our very first tier 5 job. I already done this as a tier 4, so I guess it's been made slightly harder. And it felt that way as we were facing quite a lot of zombies which had either orange eyes or were green, the 2 most difficult tiers of zombie. And then the inevitable happened as a bunch of rogue zombies showed up at our job and started taking us out. We were at least able to take them down as there weren't as many as before. We finished the job in a rather explosive manner and got into the loot which was definitely worthy of a tier 5 job. With it just turning day 28, I worked on rebuilding our horde base by getting some wood and then using the concrete I'd gotten from the trader to upgrade the pillars so that this part wouldn't fall. And then Horde Night decided to come early as this random roaming horde showed up at our base. I then dug up some soil to get clay and then removed the fallen rubble from our horde base. I wanted to go for a more simple base this time, so I had a straight path instead of the S shape like before, and then I upgraded it to wood and then into cobblestone, which we didn't do last time. I did have some spare concrete which I used to upgrade the part where we will stand, as that's the most important part. And once all the cobblestone was placed, we placed a bunch more spikes along the path and we were ready for Horde Night.
Alright, let's do it.
Take your elixir.
Yes, sir. Why are they going for the pillar? Oh, what?
Oh, they're only attacking the pillar.
Why? That's really not good.
What? How did you go up here?
They're getting up the ladder.
After that small mistake, I destroyed the ladder and they then began going up the path, but that didn't fix everything.
Zombies are quite smart, they always take the closest.
Don't shoot his breast, he said once.
Yeah, we need to repair that.
I mean, they're coming anyway.
Oh, there's no one.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no one.
Yeah, I'm shooting his feet.
He fell off.
Down.
Oh, this guy.
Oh no. I need to get down.
Yeah, we should have been keeping a check of durability of the actual weapon, of the actual structure. It's almost 4 PM though.
Thankfully it was nearly 4 AM, so we could just run away after they broke the final bit. But that was now 3 consecutive Horde nights with major issues, so instead of fixing them we went and done another job and decided to leave the base. We once again got some good loot from the infested cache and from the reinforced chest and brought it all back to our base. From the trader I received a legendary part from the job, which is always really nice to get. Following the success of our last job, we started another, the 2-bit tower, one of the largest POIs in the entire game, and it was going well until this happened.
But what is hurting me?
Oh, there were spikes behind us.
Oh my god.
So I continued on my own, and it was going well with the occasional help of my AK-47. I reached the top of the tower and began taking out the final horde of zombies, and then started looting the loot. One of the zombies had fallen off the top, so I had to go back down and kill it, and then I completed the 2-bit tower. The reward from the trader was decent, as I took 50 forged steel and also selected a job at the Navasgane General Hospital. But before doing that, I started with a mining trip in the desert to get some iron. I got a lot, as I left with 11k of it. I put the iron into the forge to smelt and then went over to start the next job. The hospital was going quite well, despite it being night, although I did end up spraining my wrist, which was slightly annoying. It was a good thing we brought a lot of ammo with us, as we were killing so many zombies, including ones which weren't even part of the mission. We managed to get the loot room and quickly opened all the chests and took the good loot, but the more pressing matter was that the hospital was just being overrun with zombies that weren't part of the mission, and there were loads of them. I almost died, but thankfully Matti killed the remaining zombies that were a part of the job, and we could run away. Back at the trader, I received my 54 steel for my troubles, and then returned to the safety of our base, where my infection could be cured and my broken leg healed. To upgrade our horde base further, we would need concrete, and for that, a cement mixer. So I began working on getting one crafted. Whilst it crafted, I found up some more iron, then nitrate powder and some coal, so that we could make gunpowder for our own bullets. When I returned from the mining trip, I was greeted with a wandering horde of zombies at base. I used a cement mixer to get some concrete made, but we needed more cement, which you can get from a forge, so I had to put another 6,000 stone in it to smelt to make the cement. Whilst it smelted, we did some more jobs, and they were all the ones that we had already done over in the desert. But this was the only job we could do for now, as it was day 35 and horde night, and our base was needing a little bit of repair, so I farmed up some more trees. I then rebuilt the path from the horde base, which had a small explosion in from the last horde night, and upgraded as much as possible to concrete, as we've been crafting a decent amount in the last couple of days. I also added a couple more pieces to the wall part so that zombies would have to break down a couple more parts before getting to us, so it should help stop what happened last time. We then littered it back up with more spikes, and Matti placed a couple shotgun turrets, and we were ready for the night.
It's already shooting. Oh yeah, explodey guy. Why are they all just going for this one block?
I don't know.
It's already half health, that block.
Mm.
Oh, it's a big guy. Can we shoot him in the head?
I guess.
Oh, they're breaking that block.
Rob, stop being smart! Stop being vulture!
Oh, he's exploding.
Oh my god.
Well, that's safe. Those they can't get to the block.
What? Okay.
I don't. How did you shoot that guy?
He just decided he doesn't want to live anymore.
Yeah, there he goes.
Oh, hello guys.
There.
Nice, one. Good job.
So yeah, I think for the next space we just need to well, fix up these walls where they keep attacking and just make it basically the whole thing concrete.
Yeah.
I'd say that was a more successful horde night. A couple blocks may have broken here and there, but we didn't have to run, and more importantly, we didn't die. Moving on, I farmed up some cotton to craft cloth before hitting up Trader Rec to buy some seeds and books. The cloth was used to make duct tape, as we were needing quite a lot of it to make the next tier of machine guns. The guns in question were tactical assault rifles at tier 6, as we felt it was finally time to use some of our legendary parts. Whilst it crafted, I went out to get nitrate powder for more farm blocks, but ran into this beast, which was insanely strong.
Why is it so strong? What the hell?
I mined some of the nitrate, which was rather slow because of my sprained arm, and then returned home to collect my brand new tactical assault rifle, and to also expand our farm with the blocks that I had just crafted. I used a couple more legendary parts to make a tier 6 steel club. I swapped over the mods from my tier 4 to the tier 6, and then equipped. But whilst I was busy doing all of this, Matti was out having some troubles on his mission, so I thought it would be best to go out and
Well,
help
now
him.
I'm here again, man. Everything leads to the same spot, and there is no way out of. Who are they kidding to? Who are they kidding to? Oh my god.
Once I got there, I helped him figure out the route, and then helped finish the job where I could test out my new assault rifle. On the way out, I tried to go the cool way, but ended up slipping and spraining my leg. Whilst Matti went off to go do something, I took on the 2-bit tower again, which went fairly well, except for when I nearly killed myself on the spikes that got Matti the last time we tried this. The only other scare I had was with this burning zombie, which ended up hurting me quite a lot, as I had a broken leg. But luckily for me, I found glue, which was the last item I needed to make a duct tape, which would allow me to make the splint and heal the leg. I finished off the job from behind the safety of a broken door and made my way into the loot. One of my next jobs was rather interesting, as it was 5.8 kilometers away at a place called the 7 Day Suits, so I chose that. Matti had actually been working on getting us a 4x4, so we used that to take us over. I needed to go AFK and do something, so I asked Matti to drive us over, and he did, as we were parked up next to the job. But then a zombie started attacking our car, and it caught on fire and exploded. Matti had also gone AFK quickly, so he died. And then I died. Dying wasn't a problem, as we could easily get our stuff back, but our 4x4 exploding whilst we were 6 kilometers away from base was an issue. The job itself went quite well, although the final room was kinda chaotic. Despite the chaotic nature, we finished up the job where I got a tier 4 double barrel shotgun. Then I ran into another issue.
You should have seen me actually drive over these up in the goat.
Oh, Matti.
What is it?
I was forced now to only walk for 10 minutes, even though we had a long journey back home. By the time my leg was healed, I was still 4.3 kilometers away from base, and now faced the snowy mountains. With my leg now healed, I had the fun job of running over the snowy mountains all the way back to base. I ended up getting back to base later on day 41, which meant we still had 24 hours to the next Horde night. Those 24 hours were spent upgrading our base to concrete, so we were ready. And as the clock hit 10 PM, it was time for our 4th Horde night. The Horde night started quite dramatically, as we faced one of the explosive guys almost immediately.
Are the stairs broken? Or why are they just all clumped down at the bottom? Here.
They're still coming up. Maybe the turrets just clear them all over at the stairs.
Oh, I've got an infection.
Oh, welcome in the club.
I think I know what I need to do for the next phase. Set up something behind us to block us from the policeman vomit attack.
Yeah.
And it's over.
We just had our first proper successful Horde night. No breaks, no collapses or deaths, but I felt we could still improve our base for the next one, as the Horde night should only be getting harder and harder. The game must have realised that that was such an easy Horde night, as they sent a surprise to attack us. With that sorted, I started another tier 5 job over at Fort Quonset, a job that I've never seen before. I brought Matti along to help clear the many green zombies this tier 5 infested clear had, and the job seemed to be quite doable until we got to the end and carnage ensued.
Okay.
Well, this has been pretty chaotic. Oh, that's it.
Oh my god.
And because it was so hard, the loot was so good, with many ammo and trap bundles waiting for us. The next job we took was over in the wasteland, quite far away, so we hopped in our 4x4 and set off over. The job was the Navasgane County Jail, which, because it was in the wasteland, it would be much harder than normal. And it was insane, as I ended up getting infected at the first wave of zombies. And we had our first casualty.
Oh my god, behind me!
Yeah, come back.
I can't get in there. Oh my god. No way, bro!
Matti may have died, but he was able to return to help finish the mission, and I needed him as the final room had so many zombies in it. As Matti got the final kill, we dug into the loot and found some pretty insane stuff. A tier 3 M60, the best gun in the game, a bunch of ammo and another legendary part. With it over, we now had a nice quick drive 4 kilometers back to the trader. Back at base, I saw that I could finally now make the chemistry station. However, it would take 17 minutes to craft. Whilst it did, I went over to the traders to collect my reward and also got the reward from completing all tier 5 jobs. Then Matti told me to go check the challenge page, and as it turned out, there was actually a second page which I didn't know about, and it gave me some insane rewards, which I needed to get from the trader. The first option was ammo, then AP ammo, followed by a variety of grenades, armor mods, weapon mods, and then better armor mods, 4 legendary parts, and then a legendary bundle of some of the best melee weapons in the game. With the challenge rewards looking so good, Matti went out to go complete some more, whilst I did some hard labour farming up coal so we could make our own ammo. After spending nearly a full day mining, I had gotten around 20,000 pieces of coal. At base, the chemistry station could now be placed, and I used it to make 4,000 gunpowder. In order to make more, I needed more nitrate powder, so I went out and got 20k off that to match the 20k coal I'd got just hours before. And this then allowed me to make just over 20,000 pieces of gunpowder in the chemistry station. With it taking around 5 hours to craft, we spent some time going out driving towards the snow, as I remembered seeing a Cracker Book store which I wanted to loot so we could get Matti the vehicle books to unlock the gyrocopter. We arrived in the early hours of day 48. And without the 4x4 exploding this time, we headed inside to begin looting the many books. And after giving each other the correct books and reading them, we returned back to base, getting back home around midday and popping over to the trader to take on my first tier 6 mission. However, they were all super far away, with the closest being 3 kilometers, so I had to choose that one. I made up a few yucca juice smoothies, the best drink in the game, with some snow that I got from the snow earlier, and then went over and helped Matti with his job, one that we had done about 12 million times already. With the mission now over, it was day 49 and Horde night, which meant we probably didn't have enough time to go do our first tier 6 job. So I spent some time repairing the base and then going out to farm some lead, and then I got the supply drop which landed nearby. But one thing that I had mentioned in the last Horde night and forgotten to do was add a wall at the back to protect us from the policeman's vomit attack. So whilst the horde began attacking, I let Matti do all the killing while I quickly worked on the wall. And once it was done, I turned around to help Matti take down the horde, which was good timing as they had just broken one of the bars which I could quickly replace.
Oh no.
I think if you kill them first, they don't explode.
Oh, okay. Oh! Oh!
What did you do?
Mistake! I threw the Molotov on me?
And as the 4 AM music played, the horde night was over. We had quite comfortably survived it, only with a little incident where one bar got destroyed. So with horde night over, we could go out and take on our very first tier 6 job. The job was at Neversgane Corrections, which I remember doing before, and it was crazy. This place might have one of the most zombies per jobs in the game, but you can actually use the doors and the prison bars to your advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
We continued to push through the job using the prison bars as nice little walls, where we could shoot the zombies and they couldn't hit us. But we couldn't do this when we had to go to the outside section.
Run!
Oh, good thing I'm stuck in the tower.
And climb up it.
Oh my god. I might die. I will die. I will fucking die again!
Matti had sadly died after getting himself caught and stuck in one of the guard towers. However, he didn't leave me to finish the job on my own, as he rejoined me as we took on the final few waves of zombies, which I was glad to have him with as there were so many. When they were finally all dead, we got into the loot, which was pretty good, as I even got a tier 6 steel shovel, which I was led to believe that you couldn't get tier 6 items in loot. There were also loads of books, guns and ammo. Overall, some pretty good loot. Even the trader's reward was good, as I received another legendary part. On day 51 I went up to mine some iron, as I got 30k of it and whacked it all in the forges to smelt. By the time the trader was open on day 52, I was over to get a new tier 6 job, one at a place called Grover High. 5 kilometers away in the wasteland, where for some reason Matti was already there. We met up at the school and started the job, which had the most insane starts. It felt as if every zombie in the job immediately started attacking us. But that wasn't the case, as there were still so many more zombies inside. In fact, we were starting to run out of ammo, and we weren't even at the end. Thankfully I did bring some AP ammo, which is slightly stronger, but I didn't even have much of that. I ran out of ammo near the end, so was now relying on Matti and my trusted steel club. We were able to get the rest killed and then had access to the loot, which quickly replenished our ammo stock. Having enough ammo wasn't really the issue, as we had plenty of it back at base. We just forgot to take it with us. A few thousand gunpowder had finished being produced, so I used it to make around 1,000 machine gun ammo before setting off to do another tier 6 job, one at a place called the US Army Post No. 7. And I have never seen this before, so it was a new experience. And not surprisingly, this place was filled with military zombies, who were slightly stronger and harder to kill, it feels like, making them more annoying. It had become quite apparent how strong and difficult these tier 6 infested clears were becoming, as I had never seen so many zombies before. Even when we got to the final loot room, it was packed full of zombies. But at least this time I did bring enough ammo for all of them.
I have no ammo.
I have no
I
ammo.
have ammo, but I need to reload.
I actually have no ammo.
Matti did have enough ammo, so I was able to kill the rest as we got to the loot, where I was able to get a tier 5 pump shotgun, which I happily claimed as Matti had already found himself one. As we were now using our vehicles quite a lot and for long distance, I went out to go get some oil, as we'll probably need quite a lot of fuel. I spent the rest of the day farming as I got 40,000 pieces of oil, and then it became quite ironic as I ran out of fuel on my way back to base whilst carrying all of the oil. I gave the oil to Matti, who can mix stacks of it in the chemistry station, as I couldn't. But then Matti showed off something else he had been working on.
Oh my god! How do I control this thing?
Oh no. Oh no.
Alright.
I then showed Matti how to fly it without plumbing it into the ground.
It's more like a plane than a helicopter.
It's not really working like a helicopter, I have to say.
No, it's more like a plane.
Oh, airdrop. Fly to the airdrop.
Before heading off to the airdrop and showcasing a rather smooth landing. I then spent the rest of day 55 going into day 56 looting some nearby houses for more cloth to make some more duct tapes and to find some old sham sandwiches, because they can be used for antibiotics. I had actually been saving quite a few up since the beginning, but a certain teammate of mine who shall not be named decided that they looked like a tasty snack and ate them all. So I had to go out and loot some more. But by the time I was finished, it was horde night, so me and Matti made our way over to the base to take it on.
And we're done.
If I'm being honest, it wasn't that hard.
No.
The horde night was actually quite easy. Our base was very strong and the zombies struggled to make a dent on it, even if they occasionally did hit me or Matti. So we thought about moving to the wasteland for the next one, as it should be much harder there. So we went immediately actually. We filled both the 4x4 and gyrocopter and then set off to find a new base location. We wanted some place in the wasteland city, but close to the trader, and found this vet clinic, which was the closest building and was a good size for us. We placed everything we brought into temporary storage, and then I flew back whilst Matti cleared the inside of the vets. I went back to our original base to collect everything that we couldn't take the first time, and then I had the long drive back to the wasteland with the 4x4, as I brought that with me as it had more storage than the helicopter. By the time I got back to Matti, he had fully cleared the inside, so all we had to do was fill in the holes and then bring all of our storage inside. I worked on getting our mini farm started in the garden, and then built and placed a few forges down, although I did accidentally misclick one. We still had a few things left in storage outside, so I brought all those in, and then I made a workbench and witnessed Matti trying out the gyrocopter once again.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's like watching air crash investigation. I placed down the workbench once it was ready and gave Matti another free flying lesson. Right, so what you do, you want to press W, build up speed, and then hold space so that the plane then flies up. But you want to keep holding W the whole time. And as you see, And then once you get to a decent height, you then press C to level it out, and then you fly it forwards. Matti thankfully is a quick learner, so at least he picked it up quite quickly. I made my way over to the trader to get a job, as it had been quite a while since we had done one, and I selected one at the Ostrich Hotel, another job that I'd never seen before, so I was quite excited to do it. So me and Matti then raced over towards it and started it, and it was quite interesting as we started by clearing the zombies on the roof, before heading inside to take them out.
Are you having zombies?
Yes?
What? I can't get back up to you.
Where the hell did you go?
Down the elevator.
Why'd you go down that?
That's the way.
No, it's not.
It is.
Holy, oh wow, it's tier 6 steel axe. The loot was quite good, however we did miss quite a few zombies, so we had to backtrack up the building to go finish them off. The trader gave us legendary part which we could never turn down. I then selected another job at the Eco Trash Recycling Centre, but I never realised it was a tier 5. But before doing it, I went to the green area to farm up some clay and left after making a small crater. I used the clay to mix with the stone to make cobblestone rocks, as it was getting close to the next horde night and we were at a new base with nothing built yet. I wanted a flat area to build it, and I quite liked the car park next to our base, so I began tearing down all the cars, and what was left was this nice flat area. And then Matti gave me some entertainment.
Shut up. You didn't see anything, did you?
I bloody did, that was hilarious. I'm thinking, wait, so we're going to go for the cool base this now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a bit of an idea. We're going to have a massive tower, and the zombies are going to have to walk up around the tower, but around the tower there's going to be shotgun turrets, dart traps, blade traps, SMG turrets when we get there. So I began building this tower section, and with nothing to base it on, I just freehanded the entire building. So, like this, yeah. The zombies will run up this tower. And then what I want is... we'll have the... You know how the last base was that we had the long platform and then we were behind some bars?
Yeah.
At the top, they're going to go off that way and we're going to have the same. But
Okay.
as they run that way, I want to build on this side like some dart traps.
What's this about then, this hole?
Oh, this is I'm gonna fill this in. There's no, nothing about this hole.
So
I needed some more materials to finish the build, so I went out with my tier 6 steel axe to farm up some trees for wood. With that sorted, I went back to building up the tower part some more and the stairs, and then began to upgrade it from the base up, as obviously we don't want a whole base on day 61 to be made out of building blocks. By the morning of day 62, the tower and stairs were built, and now I just needed to work on the ramp, which would need quite tall pillars to be able to support it. Once the pillars and ramp were built, I started on the area where we would stand, and once the base structure was made, I began upgrading it all to at least cobblestone quality, and by the end of day 62 it was all upgraded to cobblestone, with some parts even being concrete. Matti was now able to place down some of his SMG turrets as I went and built this 2 small pillar on the side of the ramp, which would be used to hold even more shotgun turrets, and they were on their own so the zombies couldn't reach them and destroy them. With Matti being the turret guy, I was the trap guy, so I set up some dart traps to shoot the zombies as they ran up the stairs, and then I quickly upgraded our standing area to steel, just to be double sure that we would have no issues on our first horde night in the wasteland.
With the horde night just moments away, I made sure to turn on all the traps, and then made my way up to the top of the base to let the waves of zombies commence.
We can't even see they are going upstairs. What's already here? Oh, you got shredded. Wait, let's see how long we can go before we even shoot.
Oh, that's first green one though.
Okay, there's a lot of zombies here.
I've been there! No, rules! I mean, yeah, bring the loot bags, man. I mean, they also have to get through shotgun turrets, don't they?
Well, they got to go through the shotgun turrets in front of us, and then the shotgun turrets to our left and right.
Yeah.
It's a piece of cake.
Are the dart traps still shooting? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, well, each dart has 1,000 ammo in it.
Okay.
That dog just ran off the edge.
I saw him. He said, nah, that's not worth it. Turrets are empty now.
Oh yeah, those ones are, yeah. We still got these ones by us though, they should be fairly full.
Yeah.
And we still got all of our ammo. That Horde night was a resounding success. We didn't die, the base worked amazingly, even if some of it was still made out of cobble, and a lot of it didn't even have much damage. So the base was not needing much repair. We went out straight to do some jobs, like the Eco Trash Cylinder one that I selected a few days ago. I mentioned when I selected it that it was a tier 5, which was an accident, as I only really wanted to do tier 6s as the tier 5s were coming too easy, and that was shown again, as we were surprised just how quickly we finished this job. That's it.
Bruv, are you kidding me? What the hell in the disgusting shit was that?
That was so easy. Oh, it's got another dart trap bundle. So we went back to the trader and made sure to select a tier 6 this time. And I chose the Pop and Pill Factory. We could quite easily tell we were back on the tier 6s as the start of this one was insane.
As the front door had zombies squeezing their way out as it was only the beginning of the job. This theme continued as we made our way onto the roof and inside where there were so many more waiting. We made our way to the final loot room and began taking out the remaining lot.
With this mission we ended up finding the final loot room before we killed all the zombies. So we looted up all the good ammo and then set off to kill the remaining zombies, which there was actually quite a lot of. The reward from the trader was starting to become quite repetitive, so we started to take the fuel so we didn't have to continue mining oil. It had been a little while since I checked the machine gun book progress, and I'd actually unlocked the M60 at tier 6, so I immediately began working on getting a couple made for us. But it was going to take some time as they took 50 minutes to craft. So whilst it crafted, Matti and I went over to the Haven Hotel to take on our next tier 6 job.
Oh.
Oh, this one's just gone through a wall.
What did he do?
This zombie just went through a wall.
Thankfully the other zombies didn't also go through the walls and acted quite normally.
Ooh, let's go.
What do you get?
Just found a tier 5 Desert Vulture.
Oh.
I tested out my new Desert Vulture on some green zombies, however it did take quite a few shots to kill them, so I went back to using my good old trusted M60.
A good thing I have like 3 FPS right now.
Same.
Not a good time to reload, is it?
No, my gun broke.
We survived and were able to repair our guns before taking on the remaining zombies.
I arrived back at base on day 67. I headed over to the trader to pick up my next job at the Minotaur Theatre. I took the gyrocopter, even though it was only 1 kilometre away, and took off in quite an unusual way, but at least the landing was smooth.
We arrived at the theatre and then headed inside to start the mission.
It seemed uneventful until we got to the roof, where carnage ensued. I had gotten almost every effect from a sprained leg, infection, abrasion, and needing vitamins. It didn't get better as we got to the final room, where there were more zombies than I could even count. We got them all though, as we then tucked into the loot, with the infested cache replenishing quite a lot of our ammo. Despite the job being over, the zombies weren't, as an ungodly amount of zombies pulled up to our location, which then used up all the ammo we had just gotten from the loot. We survived and were able to go back to base, where I was able to take our gyrocopter out the following morning to go get a supply drop. However, it wasn't really worth it. I then swapped seats with Matti and let him fly us over to our next job, a choice I would later regret after witnessing this landing. The job was the Dr. Karen Higashi residence, and well, it looks like just a normal house, but we'll find out in a little bit why it's a tier 6.
This is his little trap door into his hidden lair. I'm not joking, his hidden lair is huge. Man has this under his house.
Oh yeah, that's quite impressive, I have to say.
As we made our way into the secret lair, we were greeted with quite a few zombies which needed taking out. But it didn't help that as we entered the final room, the amount of zombies caused our FPS to drop down to what felt like single digits, and then we got into the loot once they were all dealt with.
Wow, I think you should look at that first. Back at the trader, I had finished the tier 6s and got an extra reward for doing so. I chose the ammo bundle hoping that that would allow me to make bundles of ammo, but it didn't. It just gave me the materials to make around 100 bullets. One of the last tier 6 jobs for us to do was the Dishong Tower, and you can tell by that stutter that it's a big one.
Behind you! Behind you!
Behind you! I was even able to try my new night vision goggles, which weren't actually new. I've had them for quite a while, just not used them yet. We were busy charging through the zombies until Matti somehow fell through the floor and got stuck on the level below. Matti tried for a while to find a route back up, but we ended up just breaking the floor and getting him to build up. Still what? Oh. Uh-oh. Did you fall as well?
Yeah.
Luckily I did have some building blocks, so we just parkoured our way back up only for Matti to fall again. But he just wasn't very good at parkour as he fell again.
What am I doing wrong, bro? I can't see anything, that's the problem.
And whilst I was checking my inventory, he fell all the way down the elevator shaft. But at least he hadn't hurt himself.
No, I broke my fucking foot, it's a fucking joke.
You fell further?
I'm falling further the whole fucking time.
Watching Matti try to jump up with a broken leg was funny, but also painful to watch. So we tried to fix his leg by getting a splint, as I was able to make a piece of duct tape. However, I still needed more cloth, but because we hadn't got any yet, there were more parkour jumps to be done. So we just had to build across so that Matti wouldn't fall again. We made our way onto the roof to take out the remaining zombies, which got a bit hectic at one point, but we both survived without any major incidents. In the loot room, I got the remaining cloth needed for Matti's splint, and then we jumped into the loot. We got back to base in the early hours of day 70, which meant tonight would be our 10th Horde night. So in preparation of Horde night, we spent some time scrapping cars, looking for engines, as I wanted to fill our Horde base with a bunch more traps, like blade traps, but obviously that would need generators, hence needing engines. After giving a quick test run, we were ready for Horde night.
Oh yeah,
Okay, you can
I
hear
can
it.
hear them. They have to get to turrets as well.
How long do you think we can go before we have to shoot a bullet? Apart from the vultures.
We can try. Oh yeah, we can try it. But we also have to let those shotgun turrets do their stuff then.
Okay, one of my blaze traps has been destroyed.
Oh no!
Why? He's breaking the wall. I have to shoot him.
There are more and more coming up now.
Yeah, I'm not hearing blade traps be used as much.
Oh!
Go on, go on. Oh, he didn't make it. Why are we rooting for the zombies now to get close? Oh, he made it! He died.
Mate. I mean, there's not that many zombies reaching the end, I have to say.
No.
And then that can only be like the plates and the darts.
Yeah. And we're done. The base worked amazingly as we barely even shot a bullet and could now dive into all the good zombie loot to get even more ammo back. One of the loot I got was a treasure map, which wasn't that good. We then started our next job, the Navasgani Athletics Complex.
Yo! What? Did you shoot it?
I was quite enjoying this mission as I kept shooting barrels which exploded and made it a more enjoyable way to kill the zombies.
And it was over quite quickly, surprisingly, so we just got into loot which gave a bunch more ammo. But we couldn't, as for some reason there was a couple random zombies guarding the loot room. Oh, what a chest that is. After completing it, we flew back to the trader, who was closed because it was 2 AM. So I did a little bit of farming at base whilst waiting, and it was worth it as I got some fuel, which we didn't really need anymore as we already had 15,000 of it. So instead I went and found a serious amount of iron, 25,000 to be exact, so we could upgrade our whole base to steel. I also went and done another treasure map, which wasn't that much better than the first one. Back at base, Matti had been doing some important work with the signs on our base. And then off we went to redo the Vanity Tower, as Matti was yet to do this mission and survive. Matti killed off the final zombies and we began looting, which of course it had a lot of loot in it. And then I showed Matti the quick way to descend down the tower. Back at the trader I got a book bundle for my hard work, and I quickly looted this supply drop that had fallen close by in the city. Our next job was at the US Army post again, which we have done about 7 million times, but this time we want to do it with a twist. It started by clearing out the zombies in the side rooms, and then destroying this steel door, as I remembered that this was the exit and I wanted to do this job in reverse.
Oh my god.
I think I need to put an epilepsy warning on that.
Most definitely, yeah.
We broke down the door and thought that was the final, but it was far from it.
Oh my god. Do I put it on or what do I do with it?
Ooh, tier 5 auto shotgun.
Oh nice, welcome. Oh my god! Woo. Oh my fuck! Oh my god! Oh, I think the whole map is coming!
Yeah. Matty! Matty! Matty!
Oh my god.
My gun broke!
Looks like there are many more down there.
Oh my god, Matty! Get me in.
Yeah, I can shoot from above. Just stay in here. Oh my god!
God, this is insane. There's another one.
Oh, when?
Yeah.
Oh!
Who needs a horde night when we've just got this? That was a genuine jump scare.
What happened?
Oh my god. Bro, I was just running out the stairs, right up to the top, and then this infested dire bear just started hitting me.
The game seemed to be enjoying giving us chaos, so when we got back to base, there was some more for us. Once they were sorted with, I headed out to go scrap some more cars, as I still wanted to get more engines for the generators in our horde base. So me and Matti went around the whole city, scrapping literally every car we could find. The reason I was wanting so many engines is because I want to set up even more turrets on our base, and obviously they need power, which you get from having more engines in your generators, and this was the abomination I'd made. I then repaired the base and saw how close one of our pillars was to breaking, so I immediately upgraded it to concrete. I placed a bunch of blade traps and then made sure all of them was connected. With it still being over a day till Horde Night, I continued to upgrade the base to concrete. This took me until Horde Night itself, as me and Matti made our way up and the time turned to 10 PM.
Oh my. So many things is happening that my audio's glitching out.
Yeah. Still waiting for the first zombie to arrive.
I don't think one will, because look, these turrets here haven't... Oh, they are shooting, but... The shotgun ones on the side, they've not shot down.
Yeah. There's so many sounds happening.
Yeah, it's so many that it keeps bugging out. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
There's quite a few greens there. And I'm not even making it out this one.
Oh,
That's the closest. Oh, it's the
Oh,
Lotto's
oh.
dead.
The good thing is I think they're also shooting the vultures.
Good point. We've not had... Yeah.
I didn't see a single vulture yet.
Neither. No, there's one at the beginning, but
Yeah, but other than that?
none. I'm pretty confident that the zombies won't even get to us.
Oh yeah.
So I think on the next Horde Night, we'll up the zombie count.
Let's go! Survive 10 blood moons. With Horde Night over, we went back to doing missions, starting with the Ostrich Hotel. Okay.
Oh my god, I'm not used anymore. Oh my god. Fucking hell.
I have no clue what's happened to me.
Oh. Well, it would be stupid now if I ask what happened, right?
I got glitched in between a wall, and now I'm inside the building already.
Oh, it's really good that there are like no zombies on the top own.
Yeah.
No, I'm not fighting 30 zombies right now. Don't worry about me.
I managed to get back on the roof and out with that glitch and continued the job normally.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
With that tier 6 mission over, we set out towards the snow to see if we could try and find some new missions, but it seemed we had done all that was available, so instead we started a tier 5 in the snow, one that we had never done before.
Well, that's some welcome.
I don't know why they're just all here. It's like the game knew we were coming here before we chose it.
It's all scripted.
The job was just too easy though, probably because it was a tier 5 and we were well above that level. So we collected our reward from the trader, but it wasn't that good, and then flew back to the wasteland and back to base. And done some tier 5s from the wasteland, as they were at least close to base, starting with CD Manor.
Alright. What's this?
It's a building.
I can tell.
However, it was still a tier 5 and was over so quickly. So I spent some time upgrading our base to steel to make it the ultimate impenetrable horde base. Meanwhile, Matti had been working on some vehicle mods and wanted to show them off.
Nah. You're kidding me.
Whoa! Come on, sucker! It's dead! Oh, it's not dead!
Oh my god! You're torturing this. Oh my god.
Still not dead!
Matti had actually been able to find us a job we hadn't done, called the Red Mesa Compound, and it was a tier 6. And it was insane, with explosions going off left, right and centre, and zombies hurtling towards us before we'd even made it into the actual compound. This job, whilst chaotic, was easily doable with 2 people with tier 6 M60s.
Just everything exploding.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of like landmines around this place.
Okay.
However, it was a little bit of an issue finding the missing zombies.
Digging my way down through it. Oh, you're right there.
Yeah. You can get like down one, but I don't know the other stairs.
Oh no.
Alright.
With that job over, I went back to focusing on the horde base by going out to farm iron, to smelt, to make steel and upgrading whatever was left of the cobblestone to concrete and to steel. And the reason I wanted to get it all to steel as soon as possible was due to us deciding to do the next horde night without the use of our turrets and go just with our guns and ammo.
Are they breaking stuff? Well, there's just not many zombies.
I don't know. Oh. No, this guy said we end after this Swordnet so I can go to sleep. I'm already sleeping.
Man's sleeping because it's just too easy.
I guess that was the final wave.
Yeah.
And I broke my foot.
So are you saying you took more damage falling off our base than you did during the Horde Night?
Yeah.
Nice.
With our 12th Horde Night officially over, we went back to doing some more missions, and started with the Vanity Tower. Our aim was to use as little ammo as possible, so that we could conserve all and use it for one big bang at the end of the video. But that wasn't the easiest task ever.
What? Why did he just go for you?
What a guy.
Oh, don't say he's...
He's still alive.
Yeah, he's fallen. Yes.
He's still dead.
Oh, what?
No, he's dead, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Ow!
Oh, Fjord gotta relax.
We are done.
We done.
That's a lot of ammo.
So with all the ammo collected, we quickly jumped down the side of the building and drove back to base. One of the loot from the Vanity Tower was a treasure map, which gave me a bunch more ammo, which I can't really complain about. We had job fever, so we set out to do another one, the Haven Hotel.
Oh, I've got a sprained leg.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, we got a jumpman.
How long's left on your sprained leg?
1 minute 40.
Oh, I've got 8 minutes.
8 minutes! Oh wow.
Why did I jump? I have a broken, sprained leg. Yeah, bunch of ammo, turrets.
Job was done, however we had a huge bear blocking our exit, but this wasn't any regular bear.
Finally.
That was 2 magazines full of SMG that took to kill.
Yeah. That was like 120 shots.
With that job done, Matti wanted to try out a rocket launcher, but we weren't high enough level yet, so had to fly out to the desert to go to the trader there to see if he had one. But of course he didn't, as this was the wrong trader.
Oh, he's the vehicle guy. Isn't he?
Yeah, no, Bob. This Bob here is the vehicle guy.
Yeah.
Snow one is the gun. Ours is the armor. Burnt Forest's trader is medical, which isn't. And green is a farmer.
So we flew over to the snow and waited around for the trader to open, as it was 1 AM. The trader opened and actually had a tier 3 rocket launcher available for purchase, so I quickly bought it and we flew back to base. By the time we got back it was day 91 and Horde Night again.
There we go.
Why so many up already? My game's laggy as well.
Yeah.
I think I can hear a vulture.
Can you?
Vulture's died.
Okay.
I can't hear my SMG shoot.
I can't hear my shots either.
And I believe it is over.
It is.
With Horde Night over, I went back to base in style, but found some zombies up in the roof, so that prompted me to fully repair it, so it didn't happen again. At the trader, there was a robotic drone for sale, so I snapped that up and then we headed up to the Minotaur Theatre to do another job, and we wanted to attempt it with only our steel clubs, as this job had so many zombies in it, so we inevitably had to bring the guns out.
Oh, I've got sprained wrists. Ow.
I hope you still have medicals, mister.
No, I used my last one.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Thanks. It's the final room.
I could tell. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh bro.
Chaos. I just got 600 from this one chest.
Nice.
So we left, and the following morning we wanted to try it again, but at a different job. This time the Ostrich Hotel. And this job went the same, as we just got battered from the beginning by only using our steel clubs.
Not gonna lie, it's also not really good that I've brain down.
No.
But I still have my Desert Vulture. Because we don't need his bullets, do we?
No.
Oh no!
Oh, that's a lot of zombies. Oh, Matty, we've got a lot of zombies on this one.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How am I back on 5 minutes? What? I didn't punch or anything.
Oh, shooting. Shooting sprains your wrist.
Yeah, no, it's not my wrist, it's my arm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Your arm shooting sprains it.
Wow. So I can literally do nothing.
No, if you left click with stuff. Left click doesn't add time, but if you right click, it does do time. Go on, give us some ammo. Oh, yes.
What is it?
Bunch of ammo.
We still had 2 days left till the next Horde night, so we decided to quickly do another job, the US Army post, for about the 41 millionth time. I decided to be smart this time and use some steel blocks to help protect us, so we could continue using our steel clubs and save ammo. Once again with this job, we decided to go through the back door, and after clearing the first section, we used some steel blocks to help protect us.
Well, they look like that they're running away. Matty, I'm going to trap us in. Come here. Oh, I played this one a bit too low.
Doesn't matter.
I think they're all coming back this way. They are! Hello, guys. You see, they're so smart because they like to take the easiest path, but because I closed this all off with steel, they have to come this way. It's just the only way.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, they broke it! Bloody did it!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, no. Shoot!
Fucking hell, man.
Christ!
Oh my god.
Oh, Marty.
Oh my god.
Run. Come back. Come back. There we go.
Stop crawling over.
Okay, they are breaking it quite quickly now. It's almost broken.
Yeah.
Move to your right a bit. Oh, wait, no, never mind. They're almost dead. Come on. Oh, yes, a lot of ammo.
Oh. 450 bullets just in the hard chest this time.
Nice. I brought, what, 240. I've made about 800.
We still had a day left, so we quickly went over to do the vanity job tower. However, I came up with a genius plan. What if we just built up the side and stole the loot without killing a zombie, as we didn't get much in the rewards from the trader for actually completing the job, so why did we actually have to do that? So we stole the loot, which had a bunch of ammo, and then we quickly jumped off the building back to our car and drove to base. With now just 2 days left, I wanted to go out on a bang. So I upped the Blood Moon zombie count to max and made it so that both our final nights would be Horde nights. And then we had to fill our turrets as well as placing a few new ones and repairing the base, and we were good to go.
Right, let's do it.
Let's bring it. Let's have it.
Oh, these frames. Got a little bit choppy there.
yeah. They're very lovely.
At least a lot of those big guys are spawning. Maybe 15 more.
True.
Doesn't feel like there's 8 times as many zombies.
I mean, I see quite a lot on the streets and stuff.
Doesn't look like it's 8 times as many though. Unless the blade traps are just working really well down the bottom, but I doubt it. And it's over.
It is.
Well, that was, how did I say? Easy.
We then messed around as we waited for the final night to roll in.
Nah, don't do this to me.
Yeah, what are you gonna do now, big boy? What?
Just gonna chill up here then, man.
There is literally a joke, man.
Why is there a couple down there already?
They might just enjoy life.
You know what? I'm gonna eat some spaghetti bolognese before we start. Oh, I didn't turn on the blade traps.
Wow.
Do you reckon I've got time? I'm doing it.
Rough. These zombies.
I got it.
Now walk up. Good. Got him!
Oh, that was close. There's another. Oh no!
Hello. Oh my.
I hope that's not broke anything. How have I got an infection?
You have an infection.
And I've got an abrasion. Oh my god! I just got a crash. Like the log came up in the top screen. It got that so laggy.
Then, in the morning of day 100, the final Horde night came to a close, just as this video has. Our 100 days journey in 7 days to die is over. We had some good times
Shut up.
and some
Oh my
bad
God.
times.
No way, bro!
There is just one last thing I want to do before we finish.
What I did at the end of my last one is I flew the helicopter up. I tried to do a backflip and then I jumped out.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do this.
But fly high, mate.
Yeah. We can't. Yeah,
Wow.
we can't backflip.
Why can we not backflip?
No.
Why?
I'm jumping out. 3, 2, 1. I'm out. Bye, man.
Stop! Bouncing off the helicopter!
I didn't die! I didn't die! I died. The helicopter landed on me. Wait, how did you... Wait, were you on top of it?
Oh, I have to show this to you, man. Oh my god.
If you've enjoyed this 7 days to die video, then please like, comment and subscribe, as it helps me out so much and it tells me that you want another one, which I am more than happy to do as I love playing this game. I also hope you enjoyed the cameo from my friend Matti, and I'll catch you in the next one.